Hi there, thanks for joining Elnaz Yoga 360. Today I want to do a 15-minute session for beginner, a vinyasa flow session for beginners, and basically I'm going to separate different parts of yoga, especially the sun salutation or Surya Namaskar, into different sessions, but I will go into more details for each pose and explain the weights and basically the sensation in every pose. So if you're ready, come on your mat and we're going to start in a second. Just sit comfortably, close your eyes for a moment, bring your attention to the class and start to connect to your core. Basically, in yoga, we are getting most of our energy from the core, and it's not from the muscles. We want to connect to our core, and our tool to get there is our breath. So start to deepen your breath, inhale and exhale. And with every inhale, the belly is coming out. And with every exhale, the belly is going in. We call this the human starfish, as in starfish, the energy is also coming from the core. And we want to practice this in all of the asanas in yoga. Another thing that you can imagine is called navel radiation, and imagine that the energy is radiating from your navel to your hands and your legs. When you're ready, you're going to open your eyes, and from here you're going to transition to all fours, tabletop position. The hands are going to be underneath your shoulders and the knees are underneath your hips. So this alignment is very important, but also what is more important is to pay attention to the breath cycle. So we want to make sure that we are breathing, we are inhaling on the right side, right part, and we are exhaling on the right part of the practice. So again, let's do a couple of cat-cows, which is inhaling and looking to the front of the room, and exhale. You're going to coil your back all the way. So we are massaging the spine. Again, inhale. You're going to look to the front of the room and exhale. Coil your back all the way. One more time, inhale and exhale. So I just forgot to say that, but if you feel any sensitivity on your knees, or if you have issues with your knees, you can always pad extra, like put a blanket underneath your knees. So again, one more time, take a breath, open the chest to the front, and exhale. Again, inhale, and exhale. And from here, just lift. From here, we're going to lift the right leg to the hip height and lift your left arm all the way. You can gaze either in front of you on the floor or even to the front of the room. We're practicing a little bit of balance here. We're pulling the belly in. Just breathe in and breathe out. Very gently lower the hand and the leg. We're going to do it with the left leg. And lift the right arm. Inhale and exhale. And then very gently lower the hand and the arm. We're going to coil our toes under and push the hips and the thighs to the back of the room, coming to this posture which is called down dog. And for beginners, I definitely recommend that keeping your legs bent a little bit. You don't want to push a lot of pressure on your hamstrings. And it gradually you're going to get more flexible and you can straighten the legs. However, for now we want to keep it bent. And we are elongating the upper body further. Also, if you feel pressure on your arms, it's recommended to put your palms a little bit wider than shoulder distance. And breathe in and breathe out. And when you're ready, very gently walk your hands toward your feet. When you get to the feet, just pause. This is called Uttanasana in Sanskrit. Again, keep a bend in your knees. You don't want to put so much pressure on your lower back. And release the head and the neck. As if this is a waterfall. When you're ready, just imagine that you're rooting down through your feet all the way to the floor. So you want to be strong and solid on your feet, and very gently you're gonna push to the feet and come all the way up to the standing position like a rag doll. So when you come to the standing position, I want to teach you the mountain pose, the standing in yoga, and which is very important. It's very basic, however very important and foundational. So we want to keep the feet parallel to each other and open the chest to the front of the room. Then you're going to just place your arms alongside of your body, and the palms are facing to the front of the room. So this is called mountain pose. And start to breathe in and breathe out. When you're ready, you're going to take a breath, then reach the arms all the way toward the ceiling from here. Maybe touch palms, gaze up. With the exhale, you're going to bring your hands to your heart and back to the mountain pose. We can also do this pose bringing the arms on a different plane. So basically, instead of bringing it all the way from the side, we can also bring it all the way from the front and all the way toward the ceiling. Again, gaze up, touch palm, bring your hands to your heart, and back to the mountain pose. And then from here, so let's come on at the top of your mat. We're going to stand in mountain pose or Tadasana. Let's take a breath. Reach both arms all the way toward the ceiling. Gaze up, touch palms. Maybe lean a little bit backward. And with the exhale, you're folding forward, coming all the way to Uttanasana. Again, keep a bend in your knees and bring, the upper body closer to your thighs. So this is like a waterfall. Just release your head and the neck. Let's take a breath. Lift your chest halfway. Try to make your back flat. You can put your hands on your shins. This is called Ardha Uttanasana. And you can either gaze to the top of your mat or to the front of the room, whichever you feel more comfortable. And with the exhale again, you're going to lower the head and the neck like a waterfall. One more time, let's take a breath. Lift your chest, hands on the shin, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale back to Uttanasana. And then from here, you're going to place your hands on the floor. You're going to step back one at a time to the plank position, top of a push-up. Put the knees down. Definitely for beginners, we always ask to put the knees down. And very gently, you're going to come all the way down on your belly on your mat. Now, place your arms alongside of your hips. The forehead is on the floor. When you're ready, we're going to lift the chest, lift the arms, lift the legs. This is a variation of Shalabhasana. It's one of the back bends, and we're working on the muscles of the back. Just inhale and exhale normally. Lower yourself. Let's do this one more time. Let's take a breath. Lift your chest, lift your arms, and lift your legs. Very gently lower yourself. And now place your hands next to your ribs. You don't want the elbows to be open, you want the elbows to hug the body. We're going to do the cobra pose. Take a breath, only lift the chest. So the feet are gonna, the legs are gonna stay on the floor. Very gently lower yourself. And from here, you're gonna push yourself back to the plank position. The knees are still on the floor. Coil your toes under, and you're gonna push back all the way to downward facing dog. You can adjust the location of your hands and your feet if needed. And again, further elongating the upper body. Let's take a deep breath, open your mouth, let it go. And this time you're gonna bend your knees a little bit, gaze between your hands, and step your left foot between your hands. Then adjust your foot a little bit, the back foot, and place your back foot on the floor. So I'm pinning the heel on the floor, pushing, coming all the way up to warrior one. Place your hands at your waist. So why we call this warrior one? Because in this warrior, we try to keep the hip square to the front of the room. So I'm pushing the left hip, as you can see, a little bit to the back and trying to keep the hip square. I don't recommend for beginners to keep the heels in one line. I definitely want you to put a little bit of space between your left foot and your right, the front foot and the back foot. And make sure that the knee is above your heel, the front knee, and it's aligned with the second toe. These are very important. When you're ready, you're going to reach both arms toward the ceiling. Again, if there is a pressure on around your neck, you can widen your arms like a V shape and stay here for another 2 breaths. And then very gently place your hands at your waist. And from here, you can again lean forward. Place your hands all the way on the floor. Push back to the plank position and all the way to downward facing dog from here. Don't forget to keep a bend on your knees. Just breathe in and breathe out. And when you're ready again, gaze between your hands and you're going to step your right foot between your hands. Again, pin your back heel down and you're going to push, come all the way up. Keep your hands at your waist and keep the hips square to the front of the room. As you can see me, I'm trying to keep the hips square. Yes, it's giving you more stretch on the hip flexors, but this is gradually it's going to get better and better and more flexible. Then reach both arms toward the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. We're trying to pull the belly in. Don't forget the alignment. You want the knee to be above the heel. You definitely don't want it to pass. You don't want it to be prior to the heel. You want it to be exactly on top. Just breathe in and breathe out. And then when you're ready, you're going to again place your hand on your mat. Push back to the plank position. And from here, just put the knees down. We're going to come on the tabletop, all fours. And just come to the seated position. So we are done with our 15 minutes session for beginners, Vinyasa flow session. And this part which we have done, it's part of the Surya Namaskar, which is sun salutation. And I'm going to show you the other variations of Surya Namaskar in the coming videos. I recommend you to practice with this until the new videos come out. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for joining. Namaste.